I wanted to do another example of a unit conversion, but another example that is multi-step, as well as has units on the top and on the bottom. I don't always have enough time in class to go through every type of example that would be really useful for students, and so I wanted to make a video of a more complicated one, definitely more A-level, but foundational in the terms of you need to be comfortable with converting units of any kind, where the units are on top or on bottom. So I have this example pulled up of how many miles per hour is 80 kilometers per second. There's also additional information given over here on the side that 1 mile equals 1.61 kilometers. If information is ever given to you in a problem, it's because it's a conversion that I would not expect you to know or have memorized. But if there is not any information given to you, then the conversions would be ones you'd be expected to know, and or you'd have memorized, like your ones from uh, your metric unit conversions, anything going up or down the metric system. So we're going to take our given here, which is 80 kilometers per second. Now, kilometers with that slash, okay? Slash means divide. So I could write it as a slash per second, but that's not the most useful way. So I'm going to erase that here, okay? Because when we put it in our T-chart, okay, we're going to cancel units. Kilometers per second, that S can go on bottom. I'm just going to write out seconds so it's just super clear. All right, so we want our final answer in miles per hour. Okay, neither one of our units on top or on bottom is in miles per hour yet. I'm going to start with kilometers here because you're hopefully pretty good at converting units that are on top to what they are. So we're just going to pretend the seconds isn't here right now, and I'm going to take my kilometers, which is on top, and I know that if I have a unit on top, I have to cancel it by putting it on the bottom, because remember, units cancel when they're on top and on bottom. So if our unit's already on the top, I'm going to put it on the bottom. Now, kilometers, I want to go to miles ultimately. So the question is, can I go directly to miles? Do I have a conversion for that? Well, lucky us, this problem gave us the conversion. In 1 mile, there is 1.61 kilometers. So I can put miles on top here because I know the conversion factor. And then I'm going to put it in. So it tells me that in 1 mile, in 1 mile, there are 1.61 kilometers. That says 1.61. Okay. So there we go. Now, if I show what units have been canceled here, kilometers is going to cancel. If I solve this problem right now, the answer would be in miles per second. Okay, because those are the units that are not canceled. If I did the multiplication and division, I'm going to uncircle that because we don't want it in units of miles per second. We want miles per hour. So, okay, we have now gotten the top unit to be what we want it in. Now we have to change this bottom one. We need to get this seconds and we need to convert it. Okay, now remember I said if you want to cancel units on the top, and if you want to cancel units, then you be on the top and the bottom. So kilometers was on top, so we cancel it by putting it on the bottom. So seconds, which we want to cancel, we're going to have to put that unit on top if we want to cancel it. So I'm going to do this in blue here. So seconds is on the bottom. So if we want to cancel seconds, it needs to go on top. It needs to be opposite, okay? And then we want to be in seconds. We want to get to hours. I don't know the like if I put hours down here, I'd have to know the conversion. Well, I don't know off the top of my head how many seconds there are in an hour, but I do know how many seconds there are in a minute. So I can do that conversion. So I can put in that in 60 seconds, that's 1 minute. And so then my seconds have canceled. And if I were to solve the problem right now, my answer units would be miles per minute. Closer to what we want to be in, but not quite yet. So I'm just going to uncircle that because now we ultimately want to cancel minutes. We're going to have to do another step here on our T-chart. But this time we're going to cancel minutes. So now minutes is already on bottom. We want to cancel it, so we're going to put it on top. And then we want to go to hours. We do know the conversion between minutes and hours. Hopefully you know that in 60 minutes there's 1 hour. So in this case now minutes have canceled, and if we were to do all the math here, okay, the only units that wouldn't cancel would be miles per hour because all the other units cancel. So if I'm going to plug this in my calculator, remember a T-chart, everything on top gets multiplied, any numbers on the bottom you divide. So we can't just, we do have to deal with numbers on top and bottom. So what I recommend when you have to do this is you go step by step in your T-chart. So you take care of your first box and then your second box so you don't forget something. Okay, so you go in order. So if I was going to type this out, I would do, in my calculator, I'd do 80. And the first one, I can multiply by 1, but it's still going to be 80. So I'm going to divide by my 1.61. And I would hit the enter button at this point, and I would, to get an intermediate answer, I would just hit enter, okay? Then that answer, okay, you can either hit, if you have the second answer button, if you have like an answer key, it'll just redisplay it, or you can take that number, write it down, and then continue. So hit enter, get your answer, and then take that answer, and then you're going to multiply that answer by the 60 seconds and the 60 minutes, and then you're going to hit enter again if I was typing it in my calculator. And when I do that, I'm going to get, this is what displays on my screen, 178,881.9876 units of miles per hour. Sig figs here, we go back to our given, and unfortunately or unfortunately, our given only has 1 sig fig, so our answer can only have 1 sig fig. So we have to decide, does 178,881 round stay at like 100,000, or is it going to round up to 200,000? So we look one past it. That 7 is going to make it round up. So with sig figs, you're going to get an answer of 200,000 miles per hour. That would be your answer. You could also write this out as 200,000, if you like the slash for your answer, miles per hour. So either one is communicating the same answer here. Okay. I hope this example kind of showcases canceling units on the top and on the bottom, as well as plugging answers into your calculator, and finally reporting your answer in correct significant figures.